Welcome people, welcome back to the channel. Today we're on BeamNG Drive and we're gonna see how fast we can make this car go on the drag strip, and then we're gonna put it on the German Autobahn and see how fast we can drive this car. So let's also see the top speed. And as you guys can see, stock, this car is around what, 256 horsepower, nothing much, but let's do a test pass and see how, like, how fast we go on the drag strip. So let's race. Alright, let's see how fast we can go on the drag strip. Alright, so we did a 1335 at 105 miles per hour. Not bad, not bad for an old car. Now, let's start adding some mods. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, wait, let me find the engine. Okay, here we go. Let me see if we can do any engine swaps. Yeah, we can definitely do engine swaps. The diesel, but now I'm gonna stick to the stock engine. Let's see what we can do with the stock engine. Alright, let me see if we can upgrade the ECU. Yes, we can. Let me see if we gain any power by just upgrading the ECU alone. Honestly, we lost power. We lost like 6 horsepower, but that's all good. It's all good. At least we can always, adjust something to make more power. I don't know yet, but let's see. Alright, so this is the block. Let's go with the stage 1 performance long block. Wow, just upgrading the block alone gave us almost 200 horsepower. No, it's like 100 and something horsepower, but that's still a big jump. Alright, so let's see what the big time difference is by just upgrading the block alone. So we did a 1286 at 110 miles per hour. So we went a minute, no, 1 second less, and we gained 5 horsepower just by upgrading to the stage 1 long block. So let's see what else we can upgrade. And right, so now we're down to 12 seconds. That is not bad by just upgrading the block alone. Let's add an exhaust to it. Alright, so we have the twin tune exhaust, the race. Let me see. Sounds way louder. Yeah, we gain maybe like 10 horsepower just by straight pipe in the car. See, full straight pipe. You see the transmission, the race 6-speed manual. Alright, I'm gonna go with the race 6 speed 6-speed manual, and let's see if that give us any more miles per hour, because that's not going to give us any power. Alright, so let's see the time we run with just a straight pipe exhaust and a stage 1 long block. Oh no, false start. Let's try that again. Alright, so now this is a 1273. Last time we did what, a 1286. Still not bad. Still not bad. Alright, now I'm going to add the stage 1 turbo. So stage 1 turbos pushed us to 479 horsepower and around the same for torque. That's pretty good. Yeah, that is pretty good. Let me see for tuning. I'm not going to tune anything yet. I'm just going to run it like this for now. Alright, so with the stage 1 turbos, stage 1 long block, and the straight pipe exhaust, so we run at 1133 at 124 miles per hour. We shaved a whole second by adding the turbos, and this car is doing pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, it's doing pretty well. Alright, so let me see if I go to the stage 2. Let's see what happens with the stage 2 long block. Are we at 500? We are at 514 from 479 horsepower. That's pretty impressive. We're at 10 pounds of boost. I feel like this was a worse time. I don't know, but we're still in the 11, so that's good. And since we're only at what, 514 horsepower, I don't think I need the tires yet. We're still on street tires, and I feel like that's still pretty okay. Alright, so we have the stage 2 block. Let's see how well we run on the stage 2 turbos. And also let me see if I can push the RPM to 8,000. Hopefully we don't blow the engine. What? We're at 800 horsepower with the stage 2 turbos and the stage 2 long block. That's a crazy jump. That's a crazy jump. That's a 300 horsepower jump. So we might need the tires now, I'm not gonna lie. So we did a 1045 at 141 miles per hour. Honestly, I think I can do better than that. Let me give it a second run. Alright, let me give this car a second run. I feel like that launch was very bad. Yeah, that was better. A couple seconds, well, milliseconds actually. We did a 1044, this is a 1039. So I did do a little better. Nothing crazy, but let's continue adding power. Alright, so the flywheel, let's go with the ultra light flywheel. And we're still rear wheel drive. I feel like we're still good. I might go all wheel drive, but let's see how the modifications play out first. Alright, so let's go with the stage. Oh wow, so stage 2 is actually best upgrade we have for engine blocks. Alright, so let me see the stage 3 variable boost turbo. We're probably around 1,000 watts, 600, but that's because I can actually tune the boost pressure. That's why it's so low. Because see, we're down from 819 to 643. Alright, and we're not going to add nitrous as yet. Don't want to blow the engine. Not so early. Okay, so now we are only at 12 pounds of boost. Let's see. Let's go 25 pounds of boost. Let's see what happens. And we're at 953. Wow. Let me add some RPMs. Whoa. Wow, that's crazy. That is insane. So I add some RPMs. Now the rev limit is at 8,000 RPM. And now we're at 1,500 horsepower. That is insane. That is insane. So we definitely are going to need some drag slicks now. But let me try to do a run on street tires and let's see what happens. Yo. Yo. That was wild. That was bad. That was bad. I was fighting the car the entire way. Alright, so let's put some drag slicks on the car. Slicks. Alright, so looking for the suspension. The rear. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we did get some drag slicks with no drag tires. Wow. And here we go with some humongous drag tires. This is that's crazy. That is crazy. Alright, so that's more like it. Let's go 17-inch. Alright, that is not bad. Alright, so for the width, I'm going to go 12 inches. Yeah, this wheel needs a lot of adjustment. But let's continue. Let's go down to Mickey Thompson. No, I don't like how the Mickey Thompson looks, so let's go. Let me try weld. Alright, I like these wheels. Those look nice. Oh, we have a lot of options. Alright, let me see. Let me see this one. No, I'm not feeling that one at all. Nah. No. No, that's more like it. Okay, let me see. Jog radio, Nito. Alright, so these are the drag slicks. Wish I could make the wheels a lot smaller. But these wheels are huge. Wait, I might be able to do that. Might be able. Alright, so here we go. Tires. These did not make a difference. These are still huge. Alright, so now I lost the tires that I had. Yeah, I lost the tires I had. Oh, nope, it's right here. Alright, so these are, let me try the 230R. Ah, okay, that's more like it. Alright, so definitely need to add some brakes. Need the race brake disc. The struts. Here, I didn't know we had ear suspension on this, but let me use the race coilovers because I am going to need to adjust those. Yeah, I am definitely going to need to adjust those. The differential limited slip. Okay, okay. I'm gonna go with the race limited slip. We have the coilovers. Alright, so for brakes we need full race brakes because we do need to stop. Definitely need to stop. Let's not forget that. Alright, and then I need to get, oh wait, where did it, oh, okay. So the front brakes also needs an upgrade. Alright, so now let's adjust the fitment. Alright, so I need to do some more upgrades to the suspension because I don't have the option to adjust the fitment. Alright. Sway bars, spindles. Alright, let me see. Let me try the rallies and see if that gives me the option. Alright, okay. So I can adjust the height, but not the width. Oh no, the offset. Because see, I can change the offset on the front, but I can't change the offset on the rear. Because this looks ridiculous. I need to do something about that. Alright, let's go back. Let me go back to the stock springs and see. Okay, so yeah, I can fix it. Well guys, that's the best I can do right now. Tire pressure go down to 16. Alright, that's the best I can do, but let me reverse this car so you guys can get a good look at this beauty in the sunlight. Look at that. The fitment is crazy. This fitment is madness. Look at this fitment. Madness. Oh no. I blew the engine on the first pass because of my horrible shifting. But let's try it again. This time I'm going to shift a little early. Alright, so that's way too much boost for this car. 1500 horsepower, this engine cannot take it. One more. Give it one more before I detune it. Maybe 1000 horsepower max. But 1500 is way too much. So we did a 934 at 164 miles per hour. And that's me shifting way early. Way early. But let's do a second pass. Well, I think this is like what, the third pass? Yeah, let's. And remember, we still have more boost. This is not max power. Engine blew the second I passed the line, and we did a 8-second at 162. So we have an 8-second BMW E36. Look at that, sexy. All right, let's see what we can do with max boost. Should I go max RPM? Let's go max RPM. Let's see what happens. So we're at 1600 horsepower now. Also 1600 pound-feet of torque. So this engine makes great power and torque. Insane amount of power and torque. Matter of fact. Alright, so there must be something I can do to make it a little bit more easy on the engine. And we didn't even add nitrous. Just imagine if we added nitrous. Madness. Intakes, exhaust, long block. Let's see if I go with the ultra every long block, what happens. I know the power is going to go down, but let's see how bad it is. Yeah, I'm all the way down to 800 now. Alright, 1600. Let's see. We are going to blow this engine like crazy. So I'm going to actually launch in second gear. No way. Did we stall or did I actually blow the engine? Oh, I just stalled. My bogged down. No. Oh, I know what I can do. I'm going to have to tune the transmission. I don't know if that's a good tune or a bad tune, but it's tuned. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Let me see if I can launch it now. Nope, still can't launch it. Alright, so that was a bad tune. Hey, I'm not a tuner, I'm just a guy who likes to drive cars. So don't judge. We all expected that, but I didn't expect it to be that soon. Let's try that again. Alright, let's try that. I wasn't even halfway on the throttle, I was just barely on it, and it still blew up. Alright, so let's detune to 1000 horsepower and see if we actually break that 8-second record that we made. Okay, so we're at 1100. This should be enough. No, we still did a 9. And that was a pretty good launch, so we definitely need more power. We need a lot more power. Put it back to 118. Said 118, I mean 18 psi. Alright, so that's 1200. Alright, let's see. Yeah, 919. Alright, so let's give this car a proper transmission tune. Alright, so I feel like first, second is good. Third, I'm going to give third a little bit more juice. I'm going to give fourth more juice also. Fifth, yeah. 6 is good. Do not try this at home, kids. I have no idea what I'm doing. Yep, made it worse. That's why you don't take my advice when it comes to tuning. Do not take my advice. Alright, let's try that again. So this is really my tuning strategy. If I push it one way and something happens that I don't want, then I just push it the other way. And it's as simple as that. So here is good. I'm gonna put, so I guess this is how you get more juice. Okay. More power, baby. Put that to 50. Push this one all the way up to 220. I think that's probably good. Don't take my advice. That should be, I guess, okay. And 250 should be okay. I don't know. Again, do not take my advice. To get back into the 8s without blowing the engine. That was worse. Yeah, that was way worse. Alright. Yeah, don't take my advice. Alright, so that's pretty much stock. Let's go. We made it back into the 8, so that was a 8, 8, 8, 9. I'm proud, I am proud. And we didn't blow the engine, and I shifted the hell out of this car. So now I'm curious, can I add more power? You know, come on, man. Come on, man. Of course I had to try. Of course I have to try to add more power. The engine didn't blow. Come on. Let me push it a little. Pushing it a little. Now we're at what? 1400. So we had 200 horsepower. Is that smart? Nope. That's way more I thought that I would have added, but YOLO. Liter 87. Let's go. Alright, so the car is absolutely destroyed. So now let's see if we can hit the top speed on the German Autobahn. Probably should have detuned the car. Alright, let's see if we can hit the top speed. This car cannot turn for shit. But we did do a 250. Easy. Two 16, 220, 225, 231. Nah, this is a Bugatti. 246. And we died again. Maybe I need to take the drag switch off. This car turns like garbage. $250. I think I just did a 250. Alright, we're going downhill. Let's use this momentum. That's the top speed. That's the top speed, 253. Let's go. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished, boys. Look, I might not be the best tuner, but this car is driving beautifully. It drives just like stock. I can still go pick the kids up in this, go grab groceries. Oh, I'm not sure about picking up the kids anymore because yeah, let's just say that would have been the end of my bloodline. Ooh. Well guys, mission accomplished. We ran 8 and we saw the top speed of this car, which is a 256, which is absolutely crazy. That's like Bugatti speed, that's supercar speed. So I feel like the mission was accomplished. So please, if you guys made it this far, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. It's free. You know, all you gotta do is and help a brother out. That's all I ask. See you guys next time.